So good morning, all of you.
Morning, ma'am.
Morning. So last class we started the chapter, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Working of institution. And we discussed one topic. What is it, Gauri? Louder. Which topic, Srihari? So it is better to give a revision to the whole class, right? Sorry, not revision. Whole class 10 times. Which topic we started from that chapter in the last class?
The office memorandum.
Office memorandum. Children, please turn on your videos. All of you turn on your videos. We know that most of you have not much technical problems. And why your videos are off? Turn on the videos. Okay. So what do you mean by an office memorandum? Which memorandum we discussed in this chapter? Which commission?
Mandal Commission.
Very good, Abin. It's about Mandal Commission. So what do you mean by an office memorandum? Children, if you are taking a portion in the class, please revise it in that day itself. So last class we discussed about office memorandum. It was a culmination of a long chain of events, and it is issued by an appropriate authority stating the policy or decision of the government. And a government issues hundred of orders every day on different matters. Yesterday, one order was issued by government related to the Police Act. You noticed it? Yes or no? That also you will not respond?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So next period, I will ask you today's newspapers, every newspaper and news will be there related to that portion is there. Next period, I will ask you, okay, what was that news? So please read the textbook after the class. Sorry, please read the newspaper after the class. It will be there in the today's newspaper. Everybody's house newspaper is there. If anyone is saying no newspaper, don't worry, your phone net is there. All the newspapers are available in the mobile also. So you can read from the phone. Okay, so don't say excuse, in my home there is no newspaper. Sri Ram, remind me, okay, for the next period to ask about it. So an office memorandum, it was a culmination of a long chain of events. That is, it's an issued by an authority stating the policy or the decisions of the government. And last class we discussed about that in the textbook, an office memorandum is given and it's include the department, which department is issuing the office memorandum, and it include the date and the office memorandum number and also the subject. What was the subject? Adulya?
27% of reservation for socially and educationally backward.
Yes. That is the reservation
Plus.
of the Mandal Commission. 27% reservation for the socially and educationally backward classes. That is SEBC. And coming to Mandal Commission. The government of India has appointed the second backward class commission in 1979 and it was headed by B.P. Mandal, so it was called as Mandal Commission. Last class I asked you about the Gadgil committee and all, you remembering it? Okay, so Mandal Commission, the government of India appointed the second backward class commission in 1979 and that commission was headed by B.P. Mandal. So it is called as Mandal Commission. And this commission was appointed to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes in India and also to recommend steps to taken for their advancement. See children, one thing, please listen the class first. Don't So coming to Mandal Commission. This commission is appointed as a second backward class commission in 1979. This commission was appointed as a second backward class commission in 1979. And why it is called as Mandal Commission? Because it is headed by whom?
BP Mandal.
BP Mandal. This commission was headed by BP Mandal. Last class I asked you about the Simon Commission, right? Why it is called as Simon Commission? Because that commission was headed by Simon. Same way here, it is called as Mandal Commission because this commission was headed by BP Mandal. And why this commission was appointed? For two things. One is to determine the criteria to identify who are SCBC. To determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes and also to recommend the steps to be taken for their advancement. So this Mandal Commission was appointed for two reasons. One is to identify the socially and educationally backward classes and also to recommend the steps for their advancement. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the commission, coming to Mandal Commission once again, it was the second backward class commission which was appointed in 1979 and it is headed by BP Mandal, so it's called as Mandal Commission. And it was asked why this commission was there for two reasons. One is to determine the criteria to identify the socially and educationally backward classes and also to recommend steps for their advancement. And finally, the commission submitted its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. Once they are submitting a report, it includes so many recommendations. And one of these recommendations or one of the most important among that recommendation was that the 27% of the government jobs were reserved for whom? Reserved to this socially and economically backward classes. Okay, one of the most important recommendation of this commission was around 27% of the government jobs should be reserved for socially and economically backward classes. So Mandal Commission. When the Mandal Commission was appointed? In which year?
1979.
1979. And it was headed by whom? BP Mandal. That's why it's called as Mandal Commission. And what they want to determine? The criteria to identify who are SCBC. One is to identify the criteria to determine the SCBC and also the next is the recommending steps taken for their advancement. And it submitted its report in 1980 and made many recommendations. And one of the most important among that recommendation was that around 27% of the government jobs should be reserved for SEBC. Then Till that time, the benefit of reservation were given to SC and ST. And once the report submitted, another category were also introduced for reservation, that is SCBC. So once a report is submitted, it will be taken for discussion in the parliament. This report also and its recommendations were discussed in the parliament. And many parties and parliamentarians kept demanding for the implementation of this demand. So once a report is over, they will submit it before the parliament. And after that, they will discuss it in the parliament. And many of the parliamentarians and the political parties are ready to accept this because 27% or 27% reservation were given to SCBC. They are ready to accept that. And in 1989, in the Lok Sabha election, the Janata Party, they promised that if they will have a chance to form the government, they would implement this demand. Last chapter, we studied about the election campaigns, right? At that time, many of the political parties are coming up with so many promises. Same way, in the 1989 election, Lok Sabha election, the Janata Party promised if they came to power, first what they will do, they will implement this Mandal Commission report. And they won the election and the Janata Dal formed the government, and its leader, the Prime Minister VP Singh, he took the measures for implementing the commission report. And finally, it was implemented as an official memorandum in 1990. So Mandal Commission, it submitted its report in 1980. And after that, the recommendations, the report and the recommendations were discussed in the parliament. And almost all the political parties and parliamentarians kept demanding for its implementation. But only in 89's election, the Lok Sabha election, the Janata Dal Party promised if they have a chance to form the government, they will implement the Mandal Commission report. And the Janata Dal formed the government headed by VP Singh. VP Singh was a prime minister. And as they promised, they implemented the Mandal Commission report as an office memorandum. Clear, children? What do you mean by Mandal Commission report? So, Mandal Commission report. When the Mandal Commission was appointed? Which year?
1979.
1979. And it was appointed as a second backward commission. And what was its recommendation? Why this commission was appointed?
And to see the criteria for the social and economically backward classes.
First one is to decide a criteria, right?
Yes.
To determine the SCBC and also
provide recommendation
or
for
recommendation. See, every commissions are appointed for that, to study about something and also for some recommendation. Whichever commission, whatever commission, any commission we are studying, you can see that these two things in that. Once they are appointed to decide a criteria or decide about a particular issue or something, and after that to suggest some recommendations. Here also the Mandal Commission was also appointed to decide some criteria for deciding the SCBC and also some recommendations for their upliftment. And when this commission submitted its report?
1980.
1980. And after that, discussions were went on in the parliament and all the political parties are ready to accept it. And finally, who promised the people to implement this report?
Janata
Janata Dal. Janata Dal Party, they promised the people once they came to power, they will implement it. And after the election, they came to power headed by whom? The ministry was headed by Prime Minister VP Singh. Okay. Prime Minister VP Singh. They as by an office memorandum number. It is given in the textbook 36012 bar 31 bar 1990. They are through an office memorandum, they implemented this Mandal Commission report. Okay. Clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So they implemented this Mandal Commission report. So how they implemented that? The President of India, in the address to the Parliament, they announced the intention of the government is to implement the recommendation of Mandal Commission report. And around 1990, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision to implement the recommendations. And the next day, the Prime Minister VP Singh, he informed the Parliament about the decisions through a statement in both the houses. And the decision of the Cabinet was sent to the department, and finally they signed. The officer signed the order on behalf of the Union government, and it became an official memorandum. So we discussed that the official memorandum was issued by the ministry. Then it is not totally possible. It is not possible for them to decide it by one day and issuing it. What are the procedures behind it? First one is the President of India addressed the Parliament. And he announced the intention of the government to implement this report. When the President is addressing the Parliament, he said that the government is ready to implement this report. And after that, the Union Cabinet took a formal decision. The Cabinet took a formal decision to implement the recommendation. And the next day, the minister, Prime Minister informed about this implementation in the Parliament through their statement in both the houses. And after that, this decision is given to the concerned ministry. If this matter is coming under which ministry, it is given to the concerned ministry, and they drafted an order. Okay. And also they get the approval of that order from the ministers. Ministry level, they need the approval. And finally, the officer in charge that I told you in the last class, you remember that? For each of the department, there is an officer in charge. He signed. The officer signed the order, and it finally became an office memorandum. A number is there and the date is given there. Clear, children? So don't think that by one day they tick that and it become an office memorandum. No. First, when the President addresses the Parliament, he announced the intention of the government to implement that recommendation. And after that, what they did, the Cabinet, the ministry, they decided this want to be implemented. And after that, they presented it before the houses. And they informed the Parliament about the implementation. And finally, it is given to the concerned ministry. And they drafted an order. And it was signed by the concerned officer. And it became an office memorandum. So once it was issued, it created a lot of opposition against this recommendation. Okay. So what are the oppositions against the Mandal Commission? So some people felt that the reservation was against the principle of equality. See, if we are giving reservations for the so many categories, what happened? 27% reservation are given for SCBC. Then reservation is there for SC, ST and all. So it will not be it will not ensure the equality. Some people felt that the reservation was against the principle of equality, and the newspapers and magazines were full of different views and opinions related with these issues. So many problems, so many discussions are there, so many opinions related to this order was there, in the newspapers and other magazines. It affected the thousands of the main argument is it affected the thousands of job opportunities. And some persons and associations opposed this and filed a case in the court. So reservation, one category is accepting it and one group is they are not ready to accept that about the reservation because they are arguing that if so many reservation are given there, it will not be based on the principle of equality. And some are ready to accept it because so many inequalities are there. We want to give reservation for the socially and educationally backward communities. But at the same time, opposition was also there. Many of them are not ready to accept this report. And finally, what happened that if there is any problem between this, where we will approach? Two
Court.
arguments are there, yes. Finally, the case comes in front of the Supreme Court. So some persons oppose this and they file a case in the court. And what the Supreme Court did? The Supreme Court bunched all the cases together. So many cases were came to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of India bunched all these cases and this case is known as Indira, Swane and others versus Union of State. Okay, this case is known as Indira Swane and others versus Union of State, and around 11 judges of the Supreme Court here from the both sides. So this case is important. The case is known as Indira Swane and others versus Union of State. Cases Indira Swane versus Union of State, and 11 judges are there and they heard the both sides they heard, and finally in 1992 the court declared that recommendation, that order, government order is valid. The court declared that the government order is valid. At the same time, the Supreme Court asked the government to make some changes in the original order, because it said that well-to-do persons are also coming under. They are also getting, they should be excluded from getting this reservation. See, in the SCBC itself, some people are living at a well-off stage. So you must remove such category of people from that. So decide, exclude the people, exclude such type of people from getting these types of reservation. Accordingly, the department again, they changed another memorandum. They issued another memorandum, and this dispute came to an end. By around 1993, a new office memorandum was issued where the well-off persons from these socially and backward communities were excluded from getting reservations. Well-off in the SCBC itself. See, suppose that what first decision of the Supreme Court is, that is valid. Okay, that office memorandum is valid, and at the same time it ordered the government to make some changes, that is make sure that the well-off persons of the backward communities are not getting the benefit. As per the government changed its order that the reservation should be given for the backward classes only, and the well-off people should not get any of these benefits. That's why, children, when you are up, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So I think it's a new topic. Yeah, for the first time you are hearing it about the Mandal Commission. Mandal Commission, it was appointed for recommending the criteria for deciding the socially and educationally backward classes, and also suggest some recommendation for their upliftment. And based on that, they submitted its report. And as per that report, 27% of the government jobs should be reserved for whom?
Social and economic backward classes.
Socially and educationally backward classes. And in 1989, the Janata government, they came to power and they implemented this report. But once they implemented the report, what happened? Did everyone accepted this?
No.
No. So a lot of oppositions were there related to this commission report. And many people believe that it is against the principle of equality, and also in the newspapers and magazines were full of different views and opinions related to the issues, and it affected the people believed that it will affect the thousands of job opportunities. And after all this, they file a case in the court, and Supreme Court, they bunched all these cases, and that case is known as, this is important, the name of the case is Indira Swani and others versus Union of State. Indira Swani and others versus Union of State. And 11 judges of the Supreme Court heard the cases from both sides. And what was their final conclusion? This office memorandum is valid. Okay, the office memorandum is valid, but the government want to make some changes. Like that, the well-off sections of the society should be excluded from getting the reservation. As per that, again, the government changed its order, and finally, a new order was issued in 1993. Thus, the dispute came to an end.